If someone can go from making you feel important, to making you feel like a burden, do not beg them to explain. Do not send the long paragraph. Do not ask them why they changed. Do not fight for the same place in their life that they once gave you freely. Just step back. Quietly. Because the moment you stop forcing your presence, you will discover one of two truths. Either they will feel your absence and realize they were careless with someone valuable. Or they will let you disappear without resistance, and that will tell you everything you were too afraid to admit. And here is the part most people do not want to hear. People rarely stop valuing you all at once. They do it slowly. First, they answer later. Then they stop asking questions. Then they only reach out when they need something. Then they call it being busy. Then they make you feel guilty for noticing the difference. And before you know it, you are standing in a relationship, friendship, or connection where you are doing all the emotional labor while they enjoy the benefits of your loyalty. Machiavelli understood something brutal about human nature: people protect what benefits them, not always what loves them. Many people do not value your heart. They value your access, your attention, your availability, your usefulness, your willingness to forgive, your habit of staying. And that is why silence becomes powerful. Not because silence manipulates people, but because silence reveals them. In this video, we are going to break down what to do when someone no longer values you, not from weakness, not from revenge, but from self-respect. You will learn why being too available lowers your perceived value, why explaining yourself often makes things worse, why busy is usually a polite mask for changed priorities, and why the most powerful move is sometimes to leave without drama. And stay with me until the end, because the final lesson is the one most people miss. The goal is not to make them regret losing you. The goal is to become the kind of person who no longer needs their regret to feel valuable. 1. Stop being so available. People do not value what they can access anytime. That may sound cold, but look around. In modern life, attention is treated like currency. The person who is always available is often treated like an unlimited resource. The friend who always answers. The partner who always forgives. The coworker who always covers the shift. The family member who always says yes. The one who always understands, always adjusts, always makes space, always stays calm. At first, people appreciate it. Then they expect it. Then they feel entitled to it. And eventually, they stop seeing the sacrifice behind it. This is where many good people lose themselves. They think being constantly available proves loyalty. They think if they love harder, give more, respond faster, and stay longer, the other person will finally value them. But human nature often works in the opposite direction. The more easily people can access you, the less they feel the need to earn you. Think about your phone. When the battery is full, you barely think about it. You scroll, text, open apps, waste energy, and assume it will keep going. But when the battery drops to 1%, suddenly you become careful. Suddenly every second matters. Some people treat your presence the same way. As long as you are always there, they use your energy without thinking. But the moment you step back, they finally notice the cost of losing access. This does not mean you should play childish games. This is not about pretending to be busy so someone chases you. Silent authority is not about manipulation. It is about regulation. It is about refusing to make yourself permanently available to people who have stopped respecting your time. There is a difference between being kind and being constantly accessible. Kindness is a choice. Over-availability is a leak. And when your energy leaks into the wrong people, you become tired, resentful, and emotionally dependent on people who may not even be paying attention. Maybe you know this feeling. You send the first message. You check in. You make the plan. You adjust your schedule. You forgive the short replies. You tell yourself they are just tired. You tell yourself not to be dramatic. Then one day, you look back and realize the relationship only exists because you keep breathing life into it. If you stop texting first, there is silence. If you stop making plans, nothing happens. If you stop giving, they do not ask what changed. That realization hurts. But it is also clean. Because it shows you the difference between a bond and a habit. A real bond has movement from both sides. A one-sided habit only survives because one person refuses to stop trying. So the first move is simple. Withdraw your automatic availability. Do not announce it. Do not punish them. Do not post quotes hoping they understand. Just stop giving instant access to someone who gives you delayed respect. If they take hours to reply, stop treating their message like an emergency. If they only call when they need something, stop answering like you are on standby. If they cancel plans casually, stop keeping your calendar open for them. If they make you feel like an option, stop acting like they are a priority. This is not bitterness. This is balance. A powerful person does not chase equal effort. They measure it. And when the energy is not mutual, they adjust. I once had someone in my life who made me feel like we were close. We talked often. We shared things. I thought there was trust there. But after a while, I noticed something small that became impossible to ignore. I was always the one keeping the connection alive. I asked how they were. I remembered what they were going through. I followed up. I made time. They responded when I reached out, but they almost never reached out first. At first, I defended them in my mind. Maybe they were stressed. Maybe they were not good at communication. Maybe I was expecting too much. But then I did one simple thing. I stopped initiating. No anger. No message. No test that I announced. Just silence. Days passed. Then a week. Then longer. Nothing. And that silence gave me an answer no conversation could have given me. The connection had not ended when I stopped texting. It had ended long before. My effort was just hiding the corpse. That is the painful truth many people avoid. Sometimes your presence is not valued, it is simply convenient. Sometimes people are not close to you, they are close to what you provide. Sometimes they do not miss you, they miss the way you made life easier. Machiavelli would tell you to watch interests, not speeches. People reveal their true priorities not in what they claim, but in what they protect when access is threatened. So protect your access. Your time is not public property. Your attention is not a free subscription. Your loyalty is not a shelter for people who only visit when life gets cold. Make people meet you with effort. Make your presence something that requires respect. Not fear. Not control. Respect. Because the people who truly value you will not need your constant availability to remember your importance. And the people who only valued your usefulness will expose themselves the moment you stop being so easy to reach. 2. Stop explaining your worth. When someone starts treating you like you matter less, your first instinct is usually to explain. You want to ask what happened. You want to remind them how close you used to be. You want to prove you have been loyal. You want to tell them how much their distance hurts. You want to make them understand. But here is the hard truth. If someone truly values you, they do not need a presentation on why you matter. You should never have to build a courtroom case for basic respect. The moment you start explaining your worth to someone who has already chosen indifference, you step into a lower position. You become the person trying to convince. They become the person deciding whether your pain is valid. That is a dangerous dynamic. Because once someone senses that you are desperate to be understood, they may not become kinder. They may become more powerful. This is one of the darker truths of social life. Many people do not respond to vulnerability with care. They respond to it with advantage. They see how much you want the connection, and they realize they can give less while you work harder. That is why over-explaining can become self-betrayal. You explain the same feeling again and again. They say you are overthinking. You explain that their behavior changed. They say they are busy. You explain that you feel ignored. They say you are too sensitive. You explain that you only want honesty. They give you confusion. And somehow, by the end of it, you are apologizing for noticing that they stopped showing up. This is how fake society protects itself. People do not always say, "I no longer value you." They say, "I have a lot going on." They say, "You are reading too much into it." They say, "Nothing is wrong." They say, "I am just bad at texting." But watch carefully. They are not bad at texting when the message benefits them. They are not too busy for people they want to impress. They are not emotionally unavailable when they need your support. They are only unavailable when it is your turn to matter. That is why silent authority does not argue with patterns. It observes them. When someone changes, do not rush to interrogate them. Watch. If they pull away, let them. If they stop prioritizing you, stop reminding them. If they become cold, do not warm the room alone. Because behavior is information. Distance is information. Silence is information. And sometimes the most mature thing you can do is stop asking for answers that their actions have already given you. This does not mean you should never communicate. In a healthy relationship, clear communication matters. If someone has always respected you and there is a misunderstanding, speak calmly. Ask once. Be honest once. But if you have already communicated and they still make you feel small, stop explaining. One clear conversation is maturity. Repeated begging for basic effort is attachment. And attachment can make intelligent people act powerless. Maybe you have been there. You feel the change. Their replies are shorter. Their tone is colder. The warmth is gone. But instead of accepting what you see, you start negotiating with reality. Maybe they are stressed. Maybe they still care but do not know how to show it. Maybe I did something wrong. Maybe if I explain it better, they will come back. So you write the message. You rewrite it. You make it softer. Then stronger. Then softer again. You send it. And then you wait. That waiting is one of the most humiliating forms of pain. Not because you cared. Caring is not humiliating. But because you handed your emotional piece to someone who had already shown you they were not careful with it. I learned this the hard way. There was a time when someone close to me started becoming distant. I felt it in the pauses. In the short replies. In the way our conversations no longer had weight. I wanted to ask, did I do something? Are we okay? But something in me stopped. Not pride. Clarity. I realized that if I had to beg someone to care about a bond we both built, then maybe I was trying to save something they had already left. So I did not explain. I watched. I stopped initiating. I gave space. And they never came forward. At first, that silence felt cruel. Then it became merciful. Because it saved me from making a fool of my own loyalty. The truth is, you cannot talk someone into valuing you when their actions already show they are comfortable losing you. And you should not want to. Your worth is not a debate. Your presence is not a campaign. Your love is not a public relations strategy. The right people will not make you audition for basic importance. The wrong people will make you doubt yourself until you forget what dignity feels like. So stop explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. Stop writing emotional essays to people who only read what benefits them. Stop asking why they changed when the more important question is, why are you still offering full access to someone who now treats you like background noise? The moment you stop explaining, you gain distance. And distance gives you vision. You begin to see who reaches out, who notices, who adjusts, who lets you go without even looking back. And all of it is useful. Because whether they return or disappear, you finally receive the truth without begging for it. 3. Understand that busy is often a mask. I have just been really busy. It sounds reasonable. And sometimes it is true. People have work, bills, families, health problems, deadlines, stress, aging parents, children, marriages, pressure, private battles. Adult life is not simple. Especially for people in their 30s, 40s, and beyond, life can become a machine of responsibilities. So yes, people can be busy. But here is the difference. When someone values you, busyness changes the form of their effort. It does not erase the effort completely. A person who cares may not talk for hours, but they will send a message. They may not be available every day, but they will not make you feel forgotten. They may be overwhelmed, but they will still protect the connection in small ways. Because effort does not always require time. Sometimes it only requires intention. A quick check-in takes seconds. A voice note takes seconds. A simple, "I have a lot going on, but I have not forgotten you," takes seconds. So when someone repeatedly says they are busy, but somehow they are active everywhere else, you are not seeing busyness. You are seeing ranking. That is what many people refuse to admit. Nobody is too busy for everything. They are busy according to priority. They have time for what gives them pleasure. They have time for what gives them status. They have time for people they want to impress. They have time for emergencies that benefit them. They have time for scrolling, posting, liking, watching, replying, and showing up where they want to be seen. But for you, they are tired. They are overwhelmed. They forgot. They will get back to you later. This is where Machiavellian observation becomes useful, not to become cold, but to stop being naive. Do not listen only to the excuse. Look at the allocation of energy. Who gets their best attention? Who gets their quick replies? Who gets their warmth? Who gets their planning? Who gets their effort when it is inconvenient? That is where the truth lives. Not in their words. In their distribution. If someone says they are too busy for you, but they have time when they need a favor, you are not dealing with a busy person. You are dealing with a person who has placed you in the utility category. They do not value your presence. They value your function. And that is a category you must escape. Because once people place you there, they will not think about your feelings unless your absence affects their comfort. They will not wonder if you are hurt. They will wonder if you are still available. They will not ask, "Am I losing someone important?" They will ask, "Can I still call them when I need something?" That is why you must stop responding to selective urgency. If they only become warm when they need help, slow down. If they only remember you when they are lonely, step back. If they only make time after everyone else disappoints them, do not become the emotional backup plan. You are not an emergency exit for people who refuse to build real connection. There was a period in my life when someone kept telling me they were busy. At first, I believed it. I even felt guilty for wanting more consistency. I told myself, everyone has their own life. Do not be needy. Do not pressure them. But then I noticed something. They were not too busy to post. They were not too busy to meet new people. They were not too busy to respond when the topic interested them. They were not too busy when they needed advice. They were only too busy when the connection required effort from their side. That realization changed something in me. Not because I became angry, but because I became awake. I stopped chasing their attention. I stopped accepting crumbs and calling it patience. I stopped pretending that low effort was just a communication style. And when I stopped initiating, the connection faded quickly. That told me everything. The problem was never their schedule. The problem was my position in their priorities. This is one of the most painful but freeing truths you can learn. People make time for what they do not want to lose. If they are comfortable losing contact with you, stop trying to convince yourself that they are simply overwhelmed. A person who wants you in their life will not always be perfect. But they will make the effort visible. They will repair. They will explain. They will return. They will not leave you constantly guessing where you stand. So the next time someone says, "I am just busy," do not argue. Do not accuse. Do not beg. Just watch. Watch what they do when they want something. Watch how fast they respond when the conversation benefits them. Watch who they make time for. Watch whether your absence changes anything. Because the truth is never hidden for long. People reveal priorities through repetition. Once may be an accident. Twice may be a season. But a pattern is a confession. And when the pattern says you are not valued, believe the pattern. 4. Be willing to lose people. Most people lose their power because they are terrified of being left. They tolerate disrespect because they fear loneliness. They accept emotional crumbs because they fear starting over. They stay in one-sided friendships because history feels heavier than truth. They keep answering people who no longer value them because some part of them still wants the old version back. But the old version may be gone. Or worse, it may have never been as real as you thought. Sometimes people show you warmth when they need you. Then distance when they no longer do. Sometimes they act loyal while your presence serves their comfort. Then become vague when you ask for reciprocity. Sometimes the relationship was not built on mutual respect. It was built on your willingness to keep filling the empty spaces. And when you stop filling them, the structure collapses. That collapse feels like loss. But sometimes it is exposure. You are not always losing a person. Sometimes you are losing an illusion. This is where Stoicism becomes powerful. The Stoics understood that peace comes from accepting what is not under your control. You cannot control whether someone stays. You cannot control whether they value you. You cannot control whether they become honest, mature, grateful, or consistent. But you can control whether you betray yourself trying to keep them. And that is the real question. Not, how do I make them stay? But, what am I becoming while trying to keep them? Are you becoming anxious? Are you becoming smaller? Are you becoming someone who checks their phone every few minutes? Are you becoming someone who accepts less than you deserve because losing them feels unbearable? Are you becoming someone who confuses attachment with love? Because if keeping someone requires losing yourself, the price is too high. Machiavelli saw the world without illusions. He knew that people often act from interest, fear, pride, and convenience. That does not mean everyone is evil. It means you must stop assuming that everyone who smiles at you is loyal to you. Some people are seasonal. Some are strategic. Some are sincere. And your job is to learn the difference before you hand them full access to your life. The only way to learn it is to be willing to lose them. Because when you are not willing to lose people, they can control you with distance. A late reply becomes punishment. A cold tone becomes power. A cancelled plan becomes leverage. A little affection after neglect becomes enough to pull you back. That is not love. That is emotional control. The moment you become willing to lose someone who does not value you, the entire dynamic changes. You stop negotiating with disrespect. You stop performing for attention. You stop lowering your standards to keep a seat in someone else's life. You stop asking, how do I make them choose me? And you start asking, why am I choosing someone who makes me feel disposable? That question can save your dignity. I once held on to a connection longer than I should have because I thought history meant responsibility. We had been close. We had shared private things. We had supported each other during difficult seasons. So when the energy changed, I did not want to accept it. I made excuses. They are stressed. They are busy. They still care. This is temporary. But the more I reached out, the more I felt like I was knocking on a door that someone inside had no intention of opening. And one day, I realized I was not trying to preserve the relationship. I was trying to avoid the grief of admitting it had changed. That is what keeps many people trapped. They are not attached to the current person. They are attached to the memory. The laughter. The old messages. The way it used to feel. The version of the person who made them feel chosen. But you cannot build a present relationship with someone's past behavior. You have to deal with who they are now. And if who they are now consistently makes you feel unwanted, you must be brave enough to step back. Not with hatred. Not with revenge. With respect for yourself. Let people leave. Let them drift. Let them reveal what they can live without. Let them show you whether your absence matters. And if they do not return, do not romanticize the silence. Accept it. The right people may disappoint you sometimes, but they will not repeatedly make you beg for basic importance. The right people will not make you feel like you are always one message away from being ignored. The right people will not require you to shrink your needs until you become easy to tolerate. So be okay with losing people. Because the fear of losing people is how you end up keeping the wrong ones. And the wrong ones can cost you years. Years of overthinking. Years of waiting. Years of hoping they become who they were in the beginning. Years of confusing potential with reality. Sometimes walking away is not the end of love. It is the beginning of self-respect. 5. Shift your focus back to yourself. When someone stops valuing you, the most dangerous thing you can do is make them the center of your mind. Because now they are not just taking your time. They are occupying your attention. You replay conversations. You analyze punctuation. You wonder why they viewed your story but did not reply. You check when they were online. You compare how they treat others. You search for clues. You create theories. You blame yourself. And slowly, without realizing it, your entire emotional system becomes organized around someone who is giving you less and less. That is how people lose control of their inner life. Not because they are weak, but because uncertainty is addictive. The human mind hates unfinished stories. When someone pulls away without clarity, your brain tries to solve it like a puzzle. It wants closure. It wants meaning. It wants a reason. But sometimes the reason is simple. They stopped valuing you. Or they never valued you as deeply as you valued them. And instead of accepting that pain, your mind keeps searching for a more comfortable explanation. Maybe they are scared. Maybe they are hurt. Maybe they need time. Maybe if I become better, they will notice. But while you are focused on decoding them, your own life starts waiting. Your goals slow down. Your confidence drops. Your energy becomes heavy. Your mood depends on whether they respond. That is not love. That is emotional captivity. Silent authority means you take your attention back. Quietly. Deliberately. Without needing revenge. Without needing them to watch. You stop feeding the obsession. You stop checking. You stop rereading old messages. You stop looking for signs that someone still cares when their behavior already shows you enough. You shift your focus to the one person you abandoned while trying to keep them. Yourself. This sounds simple, but it is not easy. Because when your identity has become tied to being chosen, self-focus feels empty at first. Going to the gym does not immediately erase the pain. Starting a project does not instantly make you forget. Spending time with better people does not immediately remove the ache of the person who changed. But slowly, your nervous system learns something important. Life continues without their validation. Your worth continues without their attention. Your future continues without their approval. And that is when power returns. Not loud power. Quiet power. The kind that no longer needs to be seen by the person who ignored you. Maybe you start walking in the morning instead of checking your phone. Maybe you take the class you kept postponing. Maybe you rebuild your body. Maybe you clean your space. Maybe you reconnect with friends who actually make you feel calm. Maybe you sit in silence and finally admit how much energy you wasted trying to be valued by someone who only valued your availability. That moment is painful. But it is also sacred. Because it is the moment you come back to yourself. I remember a time when I kept giving attention to someone who was giving me confusion. Every time they replied warmly, I felt hopeful. Every time they went cold, I felt anxious. My peace was no longer mine. It was being controlled by someone else's inconsistency. Then one day, I asked myself a question that changed everything. What would my life look like if I gave myself the same attention I keep giving them? That question hit hard. Because I realized I had been more loyal to their silence than to my own growth. So I shifted. Not perfectly. Not overnight. But deliberately. I trained more. I worked more deeply. I stopped checking their updates. I spent time with people whose presence did not feel like a performance. And slowly, something unexpected happened. I stopped needing them to come back. Not because I became cold. But because I became full again. That is the best revenge, if you even want to call it revenge. A life so solid that their absence no longer controls your breathing. A schedule so meaningful that their silence no longer becomes the main event of your day. A self-respect so strong that you no longer chase people who only feel powerful when you are waiting. The world teaches people to chase attention. Silent authority teaches you to command your own. So shift your focus. Build something. Learn something. Strengthen your body. Sharpen your mind. Protect your peace. Create a life where one person's inability to value you does not become the collapse of your identity. Because the more you focus on people who do not value you, the more you forget the people who do. And worse, you forget yourself. 6. Do not become passive-aggressive. When someone hurts you, it is tempting to make them feel it. Not directly. Subtly. You answer with one word. You delay replies on purpose. You post something vague. You act cold. You say, "I'm fine," when everything in your tone says you are not. You want them to notice. You want them to wonder. You want them to feel the discomfort they caused you. This is understandable. But it is not powerful. Passive aggression is pain wearing a mask. It looks like control from the outside, but inside, you are still waiting for a reaction. And if they do not react, you feel even worse. That is why passive aggression gives power away. Because your behavior is still centered on them. Your silence is not peace. It is bait. Your distance is not self-respect. It is a performance. Your coldness is not indifference. It is a hidden request, "Please notice that I am hurt." And someone who already does not value you may not care enough to notice. Or worse, they may notice and still do nothing. Then you are left feeling exposed, bitter, and smaller. This is why silent authority is different. It does not play emotional games. It does not beg through silence. It does not punish people with hints. It does not post pain for an audience. It chooses one of two clean moves. Speak clearly. Or leave quietly. If the relationship matters and the person has shown genuine care before, speak once. Calmly. Directly. No accusations. No dramatic speech. No emotional explosion. Just truth. I have noticed the energy between us has changed. If something is wrong, I am open to talking about it. But I will not keep forcing a connection that feels one-sided. That is enough. Their response will tell you everything. If they care, they will engage. If they deflect, dismiss, mock, or disappear, you have your answer. After that, do not keep explaining. Do not keep chasing the conversation. Do not keep trying to make them understand what they benefit from ignoring. Just step back. The second clean move is to leave quietly when the pattern is already clear. No announcement. No revenge. No cold performance. Just removal. This is the mature version of distance. You do not become rude. You become unavailable. You do not insult them. You stop investing. You do not try to make them jealous. You become busy with your own life for real. That is power. Because now your movement is not designed to trigger them. It is designed to protect you. There was a time when I thought being cold would make someone realize they hurt me. I would answer late. I would keep my replies short. I would act unbothered while secretly hoping they would ask what was wrong. They never did. And that was humiliating. Not because they failed to notice, but because I realized I was still trying to be chosen by someone I should have already stopped choosing. So I stopped the performance. I did not block them dramatically. I did not send a final speech. I simply withdrew my emotional investment. And the difference was immediate. Not in them. In me. I no longer had to monitor how my silence was being received. I no longer had to pretend. I no longer had to create strategies around someone who had already shown me their level of care. That is freedom. Passive aggression keeps you emotionally tied to the person. Clean detachment cuts the rope. If someone devalues you, do not become ugly trying to prove you are hurt. Do not let their lack of respect turn you into someone you do not recognize. Do not damage your own character trying to get a reaction from theirs. The Stoics would remind you that your response belongs to you. Machiavelli would remind you that emotional reactions can be used against you. Together, the lesson is clear. Do not give people the weapon of your instability. Stay composed. Say less. Observe more. Move cleanly. Because real authority is not making someone feel guilty. Real authority is being able to walk away without needing them to understand why. 7. No drama. No long exit speech. When someone stops valuing you, there is a part of you that wants a final moment. A final conversation. A final message. A final chance to make them understand what they lost. You want to tell them how much you did. How much you cared. How many times you forgave. How deeply they disappointed you. And maybe you are right. Maybe they did take you for granted. Maybe they did use your kindness. Maybe they did become cold after benefiting from your loyalty. Maybe they do deserve to hear the truth. But ask yourself this. Are you speaking because it will change something? Or because you want them to finally validate your pain? That difference matters. Because if someone has already shown that they do not value your presence, they may not value your explanation either. Your long message may not make them reflect. It may only confirm that they still have emotional control over you. Your emotional speech may not make them respect you. It may make them feel powerful because they can see how much you are still affected. This is one of the darker realities of human behavior. Some people do not feel remorse when you explain your pain. They feel importance. They see your heartbreak as proof that they mattered. They see your reaction as proof that they still have influence. And if they are immature or manipulative, they may even enjoy the power of being chased. So do not give them a final performance. Do not turn your pain into entertainment for someone who was careless with your heart. No drama. No public call-out. No begging. No emotional essay. No, after everything I did for you. No trying to make them feel guilty. If they cared deeply enough, they would already be concerned about losing you. If they do not care, your speech will not create a conscience for them. This does not mean you suppress everything. Write the message if you need to. Write every word. Write the anger. Write the grief. Write the disappointment. Then do not send it. Let the page hold what they were not worthy to receive. Sometimes closure is not something you get from another person. Sometimes closure is what happens when your self-respect finally becomes louder than your need for an explanation. I once believed that if I could just explain myself perfectly, people would understand. I thought the right words could restore the old respect. So when someone began treating me like I barely mattered, I wrote a long message. I explained everything. How I felt. What changed. What hurt me. Why I deserved better. I sent it. Then I waited. And they barely responded. That moment taught me something I never forgot. Never hand your deepest truth to someone who has already shown they are comfortable mishandling your presence. After that, I changed. When someone's actions became clear, I stopped making speeches. I stopped trying to leave with dramatic impact. I stopped needing them to understand the damage. I simply left the dynamic. Quietly. And that silence carried more dignity than any paragraph I could have written. Because people who value you do not need to be convinced not to lose you. And people who do not value you are not transformed by your pain. They are exposed by your absence. So when it is time to go, go cleanly. Let your absence be the message. Let your peace be the answer. Let your life become the evidence. This is not weakness. This is discipline. It takes strength to not react when your emotions are loud. It takes control to not explain when your ego wants the final word. It takes dignity to leave without making sure they know they hurt you. But that is silent authority. The power to move without noise. The power to choose yourself without turning it into a performance. The power to leave people with the consequences of their own indifference. 8. The real test: what happens when you stop trying? Here is the simple trick. Stop carrying the connection alone. Not forever as a strategy. Not as a game. As a test of reality. Stop texting first. Stop making excuses. Stop over-explaining. Stop offering instant help. Stop being the emotional cushion. Stop forcing warmth into a place that has gone cold. Then watch. The truth will rise fast. Some people will notice. They will feel the shift. They will ask if something changed. They will make an effort. They will repair. They will show you that their care was real, even if they had become careless. Those people may deserve a conversation. Because not everyone who drifts is fake. Some people are overwhelmed. Some people are distracted. Some people do not realize they have been taking you for granted until your absence wakes them up. But other people will not notice. Or they will notice only when they need something. Or they will return with just enough warmth to regain access, then go back to the same behavior. That is where you must be careful. Because some people do not miss you. They miss control. They miss convenience. They miss the version of you that required nothing from them. So when someone comes back after you step away, do not listen only to their words. Watch whether their behavior changes. Do they become consistent? Do they respect your boundaries? Do they show real accountability? Do they ask how they made you feel? Or do they simply return because your silence made them uncomfortable? Machiavellian clarity means you do not get seduced by sudden attention. Attention is cheap. Pattern is truth. A person can miss you for one night and still not value you in the morning. A person can apologize because they want access back, not because they understand the damage. A person can say, "I miss you," while still being unwilling to treat you better. So do not be fooled by the return. Measure the repair. If they come back with effort, humility, and consistency, there may be something worth rebuilding. If they come back with charm, excuses, and the same old entitlement, leave the door closed. Because the goal is not to be wanted again. The goal is to be respected correctly. There is a difference. Being wanted can be temporary. Being respected changes behavior. Being wanted can come from loneliness. Being respected comes from recognition. Being wanted can disappear when the person feels secure again. Being respected remains even when you are not convenient. So when you pull away, do not ask, did they come back? Ask, who did they become when they came back? That question protects you. 9. What you must remember. When someone stops valuing you, your instinct will be to chase, explain, fix, prove, and hold on. But that instinct often leads you deeper into self-abandonment. So remember these lessons. First, stop being so available. Your presence should be kind, not unlimited. If people can access you without effort, some will start treating you like something common. Second, stop explaining your worth. One honest conversation is enough. After that, watch behavior. You are not here to convince someone to treat you with basic respect. Third, understand that busy is often a mask. People make time for what they fear losing. If they repeatedly have time for everything except you, believe the pattern. Fourth, be willing to lose people. The fear of losing someone can make you accept treatment that slowly destroys your self-respect. Let people leave if staying requires you to shrink. Fifth, shift your focus back to yourself. Do not let someone else's inconsistency become the center of your life. Build a life so grounded that their silence no longer controls your peace. Sixth, do not become passive-aggressive. Speak clearly once, or detach cleanly. Do not beg for attention through hints, coldness, or emotional games. Seventh, leave without drama. No long exit speech. No desperate final message. No performance. When the truth is clear, move with dignity. And finally, remember the real test. When you stop trying, the connection will reveal itself. If it was mutual, it will breathe from both sides. If it was one-sided, it will die the moment you stop carrying it. That death will hurt. But it will also free you. At the end of the day, you have two choices. You can keep trying to convince people to value you. Or you can start valuing yourself enough to stop auditioning for a place in their life. The world is full of people who enjoy loyalty but do not return it. People who enjoy your support but do not protect your peace. People who enjoy your presence but do not respect your needs. People who call you important only when your absence starts costing them something. Do not become bitter because of them. Become clearer. Let them teach you the difference between attention and respect. Between history and loyalty. Between being needed and being valued. Between someone who loves you and someone who only loves what you provide. And when someone no longer values you, do not collapse. Do not chase. Do not perform. Do not beg. Step back. Let silence do what your explanations could not. Let distance reveal what closeness was hiding. Let their response show you whether they cared or only benefited. And if they disappear, let them. Because you did not lose someone who valued you. You lost someone who needed your presence but failed to honor it. That is not a tragedy. That is a release. Your value does not decrease because someone failed to recognize it. Your dignity does not depend on their return. Your peace does not require their apology. And your life does not end where someone else's appreciation ends. So from this moment forward, stop chasing people who make you question your worth. Stop giving full access to half-hearted people. Stop explaining your value to those committed to taking it lightly. Move in silence. Build yourself. Choose yourself. Because the moment you stop begging to be valued, you become impossible to control. And that is where your real authority begins. If this message spoke to something you have been carrying quietly, leave one word in the comments: chosen. Not because they chose you, but because today, you choose yourself.